Hi everyone. I am live for the first time in I'd like to say it's been a week, but let me just check here. Yes, I'm live for the first time in 11 days. It's the new year. The holidays were busy. My kids were off school, so my kids were home all day, and I was just kind of focusing on them and having a good time on the holidays. And I'm back to work, so it's also been busy, just like getting back to my day job because in the new year it's so busy compared to other times of the year. So that's it. Like I've just been busy. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to check if the audio is working. It's not working.
This is home, and this is
Hold on. Let me just check.
part of the family.
Oh, it is working. Okay. We're live and the audio is working, so I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna get ready while I do this video because I'm just gonna go out for a bit this evening and I have to do my makeup for that. So I'm gonna wear my essential makeup that I have here. The makeup that I always wear when I go out. I have like a very simple routine. So I'm gonna wear that and then I might just test out my I just bought a new hair straightener. My hairstylist told me that this is the one she uses and it's a really good one. It's called the GHD Platinum. I'm gonna try it literally while I'm here with you guys and see how it works because if it's it should be really good because my hairstylist uses it on me and I love it whenever she does. So that'll be happening. And yeah, but I titled this video, there is more than one version of you. And it's because I recently had a therapy session. I do therapy regularly. But in my recent sessions, my therapist, who by the way is a psychotherapist, so she's a PhD, she we were talking about how I kind of struggle with separating myself from the real world and the problems I have in my real world. Not like problems, but things that kind of stress me out and make me, anxious and upset or worried. And, I talked to you guys about energy and how energy works, and having the energy of being worried is not good because then you're going to attract that energy back and more of it. You want to you want to be on the energy of abundance and confidence and love, in order to continue to attract that into your life. So I was talking to her about how, sometimes I'm not in the right energy and I'm kind of attracting, I'm not attracting, but I'm kind of in this energy of worry and doubt at times. And I wanted to get rid of that, especially I was doing really, really well with my vibration and energy. But then when my dad passed away, I kind of went into a stump, and started to kind of have this sadness, obviously. And my energy was kind of shifting, and I wanted to go back to where I was before. So one of the things my therapist and I did is she told me to, meditate. So we got into meditation, and she was telling me to visualize a version of myself. Oh, to visualize a version of myself that is somewhere else, not here, not in this, physical realm, this current place that I am, Earth. Obviously, this won't make sense to somebody who does not believe in spirituality. So if you don't believe in it, this is just going to sound like crazy talk to you. But I am a very spiritual person, and I truly believe that this is not the only reality here physically on this earth. I truly believe there's other versions of us in other realms and other times. But anyway, so she told me to visualize a version of me that's not here, not connected to, this these problems or these worries or these anxieties that, exist on this earth, like bills and work and stuff like that. So I closed my eyes and, did the deep breathing exercise and all of that, and like started to visualize like what this other version of me in this different world looks like. And I saw myself, like a very different version of myself, but of course me, like on a beach. And this version of me on the beach was just like wearing almost nothing. And I was like really free and feeling really just like I was in my element. Like I was so happy. And like just kind of running, and I was like connecting with this version of me and just feeling like literally like that's me right now, like that's where I am right now, even though I was physically here doing my virtual therapy. And like the point of the session was to like start to feel that version of you exists, and that you, which I do believe, and to like get in touch with that version of you. And when you start getting too absorbed into like the physical world and the material and the stuff on this world, to then start to like channel that version of you and start to remember that like this isn't everything. You don't need to be so absorbed in what's happening here, because there's more than that. So I started to do that. Like I would have like a moment where I was feeling stressed out, and I would just start to picture that version of me on the beach, running, being free, like the energy that I have in that visualization of myself, and just like connecting with it and realizing, this isn't everything. Everything, what's here is not everything. It's not as important as we make it out to be. And when you think about like time and how, we have what maximum, if you're lucky, 100 years on this earth. And then like how long this earth has been here, it's such a small period of time that we're here that it makes you wonder, like, what is real? Is this the real life, or are we going somewhere real after this? And when we have these visualizations, we're trying to visualize that version of us, the version of us who's in the real world, the world that we will ultimately be in after this, and where we were before we got here. And I know this sounds like crazy, especially like if you're a religious person and you just believe in heaven and hell and it's that simple. Like I can see how this is crazy to you, because I used to think this kind of stuff was crazy. I didn't believe in it. And when you don't believe in it, you're just completely disconnected from it, and it's hard to understand. But once you kind of get into the mindset, of spirituality and understanding how like it works, you really start to believe it, and then you can start like connecting with these other versions of you, the versions of you that are outside of here, that still exist. And I know Like I said, that not everyone believes in this stuff. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. You have to be in that mindset for this to make any sense to you at all. It's just going to sound crazy if you're not in that mindset. And I understand. Like I said, I haven't always been in that mindset myself. But there are different versions of you. So there's a version of me that I envision when I'm like stressed, and she brings me calm. And that's that version of me that's on the beach, that's running, and she's just relaxed and happy. And she's not connected to this world and the physical world and the physical things here that we worry about and that we obsess about. She's not a part of that, and she doesn't worry about that. So I channel her energy into me when I'm feeling too overwhelmed by this physical world and like the stresses of this world, because naturally it doesn't matter what lifestyle you have. We all have things that we think about, worry about, and you don't want to keep that energy. You want to get it out of you. And so when I envision that version of myself, it gets that out of me, and it gets me and it gets me back to myself, like focusing on who I am and focusing on my inner energy versus the energy outside of me that I'm absorbing. And as a single mom, that is so important, because we have a lot of responsibility and a lot of things that like put us in our masculine energy, and this grounds me. So that's one version of me that I have in my mind that I visualize. The other version of me that I visualize is the version of me that's in the future, because also if you're into the spirituality, you understand that time is not like as simple as what you think it is, like this concept of time. So I visualize myself in the future, and that version of me is just as abundant, but she's in her abundance. She's living in this like free energy. She doesn't work. She's relaxed. She's just like everything that I see myself in my future. That's a version of me that I start to then channel. And that version of me is always dressed the same. She always looks the same, and she has the same energy. And so when I'm kind of feeling like I want to start like feeling my future self and confident about my future, I start to envision her, and that also gives me like a sense of peace and calm, knowing that there's this like version of me in the future that's like doing so well, and she wants me to enjoy the present moment right now. And when I visualize that version of me, it's always reminding me to be present right now and to be grateful for right now and what I have. And that's why I have so much gratitude for my life, because I'm constantly being reminded through meditation that what I have right now is great, and that I need to be happy for it and enjoy it and not rush out of it. And that's why, I don't have this feeling of like, I need to get to like this different life. I need to change my life. I don't have those thoughts. My thoughts are always just how much I love my life as it is right now, and how grateful I am for my life the way it is right now. Because there's been so much opportunities for my life to change drastically, and it just never worked out for me. And it's because I was meant to have, I meant to experience the life that I have right now, which is me living alone with my kids, my focus being myself, my kids, my money, my goals. And it's really important for a woman to have that experience and to enjoy that experience and be grateful for that experience, not try to rush out of it. Because a truly confident woman, a woman that's truly happy in herself, will attract someone that wants someone that's confident and happy. And good people want to be around confident, happy people. They don't want to be around vulnerable, weak, sad people. It's bad people that want that because they want to take advantage of those kind of people, that type of person who is not confident, weak, vulnerable, easy to take advantage of. It's hard for me to talk while I'm putting on mascara. So where I'm trying to go with this is there is more than one version of you. And if you go to the right therapist and you do the right meditation, you'll find that version of you. Because when I first started therapy, like over 5 years ago, and my therapist was, I was in baby steps at that point. I needed a lot of help. I was going through a lot of trauma and like trying to recover from a lot of negativity. And so when my therapist used to tell me to like see this other version of myself inside of me, it was always a very wounded version of me. And she literally would make me talk to that version of me, to talk her out of the state she was in. And, over 5 years later, and now the version of me that I see is completely different than the version of me I would see back then. And it's because she's grown as I've grown inside. And now I'm not projecting that energy anymore. I'm like projecting a more confident, happy, free energy. And that's why that version of me now exists. The version of me who's free and happy and confident in herself. Because of years and years of visualizing and therapy, and obviously watching Shira 7. Because Shira 7 absolutely is a huge, huge driver in, my spirituality and the confidence that I've built. Like a lot of it stems from and starts from her and what she. I have to clean this. Hold on, hold back. Give me a second. I just have to clean this like extra mascara that I got here. I'm not really picky with my makeup. I don't need it to be perfect, but I don't want to look crazy either. I think my hair is not centered. Okay, let's use this hair straightener and see how it goes. So I'm really excited to go out today. I'm literally going out by myself. Just to have a good time on my own, because one of my goals for this year is to spend more time on my own and like be able to enjoy my own company at restaurants, be able to eat alone. And so I already started at the end of last year, so today is just another time that I'm doing that again. But I just want to get better and better at it. And by better and better at it, I mean, just more confident when I'm by myself. Sometimes I get a little bit uncomfortable when I'm on my own at a restaurant, but I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel confident when I'm alone at a restaurant. And like not care what people think about why I'm there alone. People, hold on. Oops. You know, this is on. People naturally tend to think that when someone is alone that they're sad. And so, you know, they'll give you some looks. But I do not care. I did care before, but I don't care anymore. Like, if you say, oh, this thing makes sounds. If you're living in a world where you think that people who are out alone are sad, like you need to wake up, because most people who are alone are actually happier. I went out for New Year's Eve with my kids to a New Year's party, and you know, there was a married couple there, and kind of just reminded, you know, I don't know anything about this couple, but you know, it kind of just reminded me how like I'm not missing out, because I was having a 10 times better time than they were together as a couple. And I was just having such a good time with my kids, just me and them. And it reminded me how, like, you know, I never really had fun when I was out and about and married. Wow, this is already like proving to be really good. This is a side that I didn't straighten. Oh, sorry. This is a side that I didn't straighten. This is a side that I did. And you can like already see how my layers are like so defined. That's amazing. As soon as I'm done straightening my hair, I'm going to change, guys, and I'm going to go because I want to kind of get out. But already I'm telling you, I am obsessed with this hair straightener. Kind of makes my hair look even more blonde too. I feel like my hair. This is kind of hot. I need to see, is there like a temperature? What's weird is I don't see anything to adjust the temperature, which is strange. You know, normally this kind of thing would have something to adjust the temperature. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. But I am loving how it's making my layers stand out. I'll be honest, the straightener was expensive, like 400 and something. But the last straightener I had, which I bought like 15 years ago, was also that much, and it lasted me like 20 years. I mean, it lasted me like 15 years. And so 400 is reasonable if it's going to last you over 10 years versus buying like a cheap $80 one, and in a year and a half, you need a new one. And it doesn't even do a good job in that year and a half. Well, so I'm going to end now, but I just want to remind you guys what I said. There is more than one version of you. Oh, God. There's more than one version of you. And the sooner you get in touch, with that version of you, and you connect with that version of you, the better you'll vibrate, because you control what you envision and you control what you believe and see. It's all in your mind, and you will manifest that if you see yourself in this happy version, in this abundant version. If your goal is to, I don't know, have a yacht, you envisioning yourself in this yacht and believing it exists and seeing it brings it to life. It does. If you actually understand how it works, you will start to actually bring that to life by just believing that that's you. And a lot of times you'll see on social media, people are saying like delusion is like the way to actually become successful, because when you're delusional, it's all in your mind. You're so delusional, you believe you deserve it, you believe it's going to be yours, and then it happens, right? You open the portals for it, starting businesses and doing things like that. But it starts first in your mind and your belief. There's a lot of talented people that do not believe in themselves, and then people who are less talented who believe in themselves, and then that's the person that ends up being successful because they know what they're future is. They already believe in that version of themselves and they're manifesting it. And so it comes to life for them, and it doesn't come to life for the person who doesn't believe that that version of themselves exists. Okay, so I'm going to go now. I'm ready. Thank you all for joining my live today. I'm going to try to come on a little bit more consistently. It's just, busy times. I have work, my kids, and then my own life that I like to enjoy and not consume with too much work. And so that kind of takes up some time as well. But whenever I get time, I'll be back. And I'll continue recording videos as well, just for fun, and editing those. So always check those videos and my shorts. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining my live and for just being a part of my community here on YouTube, my little corner on YouTube. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.